Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Monday, June the 2nd. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the Trade Ideas Trading Room. This is the address to get into the room. Now, before I look at the three stocks that I actually posted in the room today, and I see this one, I still own this one, and great, this is starting to really work well for me. But I just want to take a look at the SPY and just took a look at the daily chart to begin with. And I'm bringing this up just to show you that today's volume, I guess in a word we could say was putrid. This is this bar right there is the volume on Friday, and it was probably about 80, say it looks like about 87 million shares. And this is slightly more than half of it. And it's not like Friday was anything fantastic, but obviously awful volume today in the SPY. So bounce plays, things like that. Unless you were in a stock right off the bat, really tough to have a move after that. And so the bounce plays certainly were going to be highly suspect today. And I didn't take any bounce plays at all. So let's take a look at the ones that I did do. And HD, Home Depot was the first one that I did. Now, Home Depot came from my break of the 20-day high strategy, and you can see that the 20-day high is 80.27. And this came from a nice little pattern, was up and then a little bit of a pullback, not too dramatic, down to I think about 1817, 1816. And then basically I took the trade as it was going through 80.27. I was able to get some at 80.29 and I sold half at 80.43 and the other half at 80.62. Now, I really obviously wish I had held it a lot longer because, as we speak, it is 80.95 and it hit a high of 81.06. So, on a day where there weren't a lot of great moves, this would have been wonderful to have held all day. And let me just show you what the SPY was doing at the time, which really was, whoops, sorry, get the compare out here, SPX. So you can see here, now here's where it is going up, and here's the SPY moving down. And I actually said in the room, this is just a wonderful contrarian play. The SPY is really taking a beating here, and this one is going up. So it is really, if this wasn't happening right here, I would have definitely got out of this stock because when you see something like this, and you're thinking Home Depot was tied to the housing market and all that. I have no idea what the news was on Home Depot today, why it was acting like it did, but this is what kept me in the trade, but I have to admit, I was nervous. And I did not want to give up any of the gains that I had, thinking that on a day where it just looked like the SPY was going to be down, volume was going to be down, I just had to take some profit. So that's what I did. Now the second one was HOT, HOT, Starwood Hotel and Resorts. And let me just back out of this. Now, again, this one came from the break of the 20-day high. Now you can see that we're at 80.51 and the 20-day high is 80.64. So obviously it's below that now, but at one point it did break, and we watched this in the room for quite a while. And what I did here was I actually put what I call an anticipatory order at 80.67. Otherwise, I don't think I would have got any of this. And basically what that means is I'm just putting an order in ahead of time. It was down here and I said, well, if it breaks through 80.67, 80.66, 80.67, I want some. And so I didn't get a lot because look how it just burst right through and then the next candle right up again. And I took some profit right here at 80.87, obviously hoping that it would continue. But I think right at this point, if I look at the SPY, yeah, the SPY, well, it starts to go down, but we also noticed that the Russian ETF RSX, it took a big dive at this point also, and I think it really helped drive some of the market down. I mean, the SPY drop is going down, not as dramatic, but the RSX, let me just bring RSX, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about. And let me just bring up RSX. Yeah, you see, look at this tremendous drop right here. And that's right at the time where I had SPY or I had a HOT. Now, the SPY didn't take as dramatic a drop, but things started to drop, and I had a fairly tight stop on HOT. So I exited. Let me just bring back HOT, and I exited right here, right a couple of pennies over where I bought it. just as a protective move. And this one didn't do what HD did and continue up. So, in this respect, this was a good exit. The last one I did was SYPR, and I can see that it's still pretty good right now. I'm in a pretty nice position on it. Now, SYPR, actually, this came from the CEO of Trade Ideas. He popped into the room. He's rarely in the room these days. He's busy doing a lot of other things, and he just had a little baby daughter on, I believe, on Thursday. So he's he's got a lot on his hands right now. But he popped into the room and he mentioned SYPR, and he mentioned it right around this area here. And so I started watching it, and I saw it come back down, and waited on it, and I thought, well, okay, if it breaks above 5 again, I will take it. And so I took it around this area here, and I held it for an awful long time. For me, anyway, I held it for a long time. Didn't get, got down to 497, but nothing crazy. Didn't, drop 50 cents or anything. And I held it, and all of a sudden we got a pop here, and now, again with about 15 minutes left in the market, it's looking pretty good. And I actually may hold this tomorrow. Let me just take a look at the daily here. The daily has, nothing. I don't know what's going on with it, but the daily has nothing to stop it. And so it's come out of this little area here. I mean, this is Thursday, had a pretty good day. Friday, more of a consolidation day. And then today, it's just really exploded. So I think I'm going to actually hold a little bit anyway, just to see what happens. But thank you, Dan. Thanks very much to Dan Merkin for pointing that out to the room. Well, that's it for today. Now, certainly, I hope that tomorrow we get a little more SPY volume, make it a little more interesting, get some of the bounce plays working again. But you can only really take what the market is going to give you. So, and that's what I basically did today. So here again is the address to get into the room. You can log in as a guest. You use your Facebook or Twitter account to log in, and I hope to see you in the trading room on Tuesday.